अस्सलाम वालेकुम। तो व्यूअर्स वेलकम है हम आपका हमारी एक और न्यू वीडियो में। और आज का हमारा टॉपिक है व्हाट इज़ मैनेजमेंट। मैनेजमेंट इज़ द कोऑर्डिनेशन एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ टास्क टू अचीव अ गोल. Such administration activities include setting the organization strategy and coordinating the efforts of a staff to accomplish these objectives through the application of available resource. Management can also refer to the seniority structure of a staff member within an organization. To be an effective manager, you will need to develop skills includes planning, communication, organization and leadership. You will also need extensive knowledge of the company goals and how to direct employees, sales and other operations to accomplish them. 5 basic operations of manager. 5 basic operations of a manager. In general, there are 5 basic functions of manager. Number 1, setting objectives. Setting and achieving objective is the primary way a manager accomplish and maintain success. They must also be able to convey them to their staff or employees in a compelling manner. For instance, a restaurant manager could state they want to improve service times and remind employees that faster service increase revenue and tips. Second, organizing. Manager evaluates the type of work, divide it into achievable tasks and effectively delegate it to a staff. Organization consists of a series of relationships among individuals or staff as well as departments or entities inside the organization. It has a manager's responsibility to ensure that these individuals and entities work together in harmony, which includes motivating staff members and departments to stay on task. A good manager is seeked at building interpersonal relationships among their team members and can troubleshoot when members confuse their encounter challenges. Organization also requires manager to establish relationships of authorities among their team members, maximize organizational arrangements, can help business enhance the company efficient in the market, reduce the cost of business and improving productivity. Number 3, motivating the team. In addition to the task of organization and delegation, motivation includes having the skills to handle different type of personalities in a team. An effective manager must know how to form a lead successful team and know how to galvanize team members around a cause. Number 4, devising system of measurement. Managers need to set targets or key performance indicators that the team aims for and then generate way to measure whether their team is on track to meet those goals. Because it can be challenging to come up with measurable ways of understanding performance, manager must often be creative and thoughtful. However, like the other functions of management, measurement is critical to improving business performance. Number 5, developing people. In addition to leading their team towards a goal and measuring their progress along the way, good managers invest in their staff's development. Managers can, for example, work with their team to help them set goals to move up in their careers. Manager must have leadership skills to use these 5 operations successfully. They are responsible for coaching their team members by helping team recognize their strength and weakness and improving their performance. Different managers have different style of leadership. Regardless of their style, managers should develop their leadership skills to be effective supervisor. Management concepts. A manager needs to understand a few simple ideas to employ The five basic operations. These concepts are essentials to ensure their team comes together to reach the company goals. Control. Employees of an organization need to understand the goals that they are aiming for as well as a measurement that will be used to determine whether they have been successful. Different staff members in a company have different roles that entail separate levels of responsibility. A manager must have control over that the members do, how they do it, and how to measure their progress. Control over those factors helps a manager reach success. Planning. The best manager know that planning is critical before the implementation of any strategy, but it is also an ongoing activity. Planning does not end when implementation begins. Rather, management needs to be prepared to answer the questions whose, what, when, and where a team is working to implement the organization mission. Planning should include selecting objective as well as implementing team. Staff. Staffing is an underappreciated but critical function of management. Managers need to ensure that they have their right people for the job, but they also need to pay attention to issues like organizing workplace policy. The company needs to retain the best talented and providing incentives such as benefits, paid time off, and a thorough training program. Tips for being a good manager. There are several ways to advance your management skills include communicate. It is important to communicate with your team so you can understand their needs, evaluate their progress, and help them achieve their goals. Be positive. You should be the one to set an example for your team to follow. Be positive during your interactions with your team so they feel more comfortable communicating with you. Train when needed. Assess the skills of your team and see if you could improve any areas with training. Training also helps your team learn new skills and foster growth. Collaborate. As a manager, you should feel comfortable delegating tasks, but you also work with your team to accomplish common objectives. Collaborating with your team will also allow you to see if there's anything you can do to help individual teammates or the team as a whole. Practice. Perhaps the best way to acquire new skills is to practice team them in a real life management setting. Gaining on the job experience in these skills will help you on the promotion ladder. Do your best way for your team, serve as a manager, and treat your team fairly. तो दोस्तों ये था हमारा आज का टॉपिक, और आप हमारे नए व्यूअर्स आने वाले हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन के बटन को क्लिक करें ताकि आने वाली न्यू वीडियोस आपको मिल सकें।